So I thought that I would kind of share and talk a little bit about the book that I chose to read for February and my continuation of a New Year's resolution that I made many years ago to read a new book every month, and then at the end of the year find my favorite books and which ones maybe I want to purchase and add to my collection, or whatever. But I last month in January chose to read Rediscover the Saints by Matthew Kelly, and I have this book in my collection, but somebody had given me this book to have this past Christmas, and so I decided to read it again because it's been a long time since I last read it. And I would give this book overall a 6 out of 10, just because the title kind of makes you think that the book is going to be more about the saints and the lives of the saints, and it's really not a book like that. I really enjoy learning about the saints and their lives, and it's still a very good book, but it's just not really, I guess what you'd expect from the title of it. But I thought that I would share a couple of other books that I have in my collection by the person that wrote that book, because there's a few of them that have been really good. I think are like 10 out of 10, and I thought that maybe I would share them in case somebody else is looking for a book to read and might find some of these interesting. So the first one is Rediscover Catholicism, and I came across this, I want to say maybe like 11 years ago, 12 years ago, so it's been a really long time since I read this book. I should really read it again. But this is the very first thing that I discovered through anything that he has written or anything like that. I learned about it through my confirmation class, where I think I was supposed to watch a DVD where he was talking, I think, about this book. And I just found it to be really inspiring and intriguing. It made me like the way that he spoke and want to read more of his books and all of that. So this was very good. Again, I don't really remember what it was about, but I know it was good. And then same with these two. So I don't remember what these are about specifically, but what I do remember is this one is my very favorite out of all the books that I have from what he has written. And then this one would be my second favorite. And I have a lot of his books, so I found a lot of them at thrift stores. Some of them I found at my church, and I just grew my collection and pretty much have read them all. So this one is Perfectly Yourself, Discovering God's Dream for You. And I remember feeling really, it made me think deeper about a lot of things as I was reading this, and I think that's why I liked this one so much. This one, like I said, again, I don't really remember what it was about, which means I should probably go back and read these, but this one was also very good, and it is Rediscover Jesus, an Invitation, and I just know that it's good. So if anybody is, looking for something to read, or looking for a good book, those are, I think, like 10 out of 10 in my personal opinion. And then for the month of February, I decided to choose a book that seemed to be interesting to me. It looked like it might be a little bit funny, and just a lot of like facts and stuff that maybe a lot of them I didn't know, and I love to learn things like that, and so I decided to get this book. And it is Napoleon's Hemorrhoids and Other Small Events That Changed History. So I am ashamed to say I don't know who Napoleon is. I did not pay attention at all in history. I really don't pay attention to a lot of like historical kind of things. I was interested in things like the Holocaust and other times where people went through a lot of adversity, and really got into learning and reading about those portions of history. But as far as dates were concerned and just, random people, I really didn't pay a whole lot of attention. But this says that there's a lot of different facts in here. here you'll learn that communist jets were 2 minutes away from opening fire on American planes during the Cuban Missile Crisis when they had to turn back as they were running out of fuel. You'll discover that before the Battle of Waterloo, Napoleon's painful hemorrhoids prevented him from mounting his horse to survey the battlefield. And so that to me was pretty fascinating. I know that hemorrhoids can be a real pain and it can be hard to function. They can be disabling. And so just going through the health issues that I have and experiencing, unfortunately, the reality of hemorrhoids, to me this is pretty impressive, I guess. And so I thought that I would read a little bit about it and learn some other interesting things. And it says, what were Albert Einstein's last words? No one actually knows. They were in German, a language his nurse did not speak. So things like that are interesting to me. And I just thought that I would, see what I can learn that maybe I should have learned a long time ago when I wasn't really paying attention, or maybe just other random things, I guess. So if anybody else is looking for potentially a good history little fact book, I think this one would be a good one. And I will share a little bit about it if I find something interesting that I didn't know, or I don't know, just share about it and what I think about it at the end of reading it all. So this is what I chose for the month of February.